Hello everyone and welcome to another video with me, Rays, and today I am making the Rerollers guide. For anybody watching this video, please, if you would like to do discussion about whether you think this game is good or not, there is another place for it. I will remove all comments that are negative or positive towards the game. This video and the comment section I would like to be helpful for people who are currently re-rolling the Japanese version, and that is it. I appreciate the support as well as the constructive criticism that I have gotten from some people in other videos, and in those videos where I discuss whether or not the game is good or not, the problems with the game, which I am working on more of those videos. These are resource videos. Please try to keep it civil and helpful towards other people. Thank you. Alright, so with that being said, let's take a look at re-rolling in War of the Visions, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. For people who are looking to play it outside of the country, I have heard that I believe Quo app does have the app available to be downloaded so that you can play it. As for APKs, I haven't been able to find one myself. Currently I am running on BlueStacks 4, version 4.140. For the demonstration of this video, it runs pretty darn good on here. I have had a few graphical issues. I'm not sure what is causing it, but I had a little trouble getting this emulator to be capturable on OBS, so that is also something to be considered. So today we are going to be taking a look at how to reroll. So here, first of all, is the terms and conditions. You're just going to click right through that. That's very, very easy. And here's where you will pick your name. You can choose anything. So let's do test for the purpose of this video. All right, and let's click on in. Agree one more time. And your initial download is approximately 200 megabytes. There will be a second download that will commence while you are doing the tutorial. So you're looking at about 600 to 700 megabytes of downloading needed to be done. So of course, think carefully about, where you're downloading. Don't kill your data plan. We'll also get just a little bit of information about specific characters. The blonde girl that just went by, pay attention to her. She will be important later. So yes, 500 megabytes will be in the process of downloading as we are going through the tutorial. The game will start with a couple of tutorial stages. You must play through these stages in order to get a little bit further. You'll go through an opening video, which I am going to skip for the sake of time management. I would like to keep this video somewhat brief as it is just specifically that. You'll be able to enjoy all of this stuff probably the first time, and if you are re-rolling, you'll be hitting that skip button a lot. But at least it's there. I do appreciate the skip button being there. So we'll go through an initial tutorial here, where basically the game shows you about positioning. You can either hold down the input and get kind of an analog-y movement, or you can just click on the space that you want. Either is a good option. I found that the analog is great for when the terrain is a little more mountainy and it's kind of hard to see. I quite like it. This is your attack button. This will be your confirm and execute. And there you go. Enemy dead. Pretty easy. Choose the position to look as we go to the end. Swipe through these and just hit the OK button. Basically, just a summarize of the information that you have gotten so far. They really want to make sure you get that information. Now at this point, the main character will summon in additional help. Here we have Mediena. She is always the one that gets summoned to basically show you magic skills. So yes, going back for a second, this is the regular physical attack. This is magic and abilities. Magic and abilities, hit here, hit here, hit here. And charging time, they're just like Final Fantasy Tactics, there is a certain amount of time before some abilities can cast. Some are instant, some are not instant, so please think strategically. And then in here, we'll also get a demonstration of a limit burst. Limit bursts use AP. There are two types of spendable features in this game. TP and AP. AP, you need a lot of AP to use a summon. Some characters have limit burst. Sorry, not summon, limit burst. My bad. Some characters do have limit burst, some don't. Some are earnable, as I have more recently found out. But either way, they require a lot of AP, and abilities use AP as well. And there you go. Part 1 of the tutorial is done. Proceed through this story and on to the second part of the tutorial. Alright, so part 2 we will join in with a new character. This is... I really haven't quite mastered her name. Macherie. I think it's supposed... like, it's got a accent aigu on the name, so it is French. So here we'll just get a little bit of magic. You can also, when you are choosing a spell, you can choose to either target the ground below the unit or the button that I am pressing to target on the unit. If they are AoE spells, those AoE areas can track with the target, so if the target moves close to you and the spell hasn't casted yet, this spell will basically can hit your characters as well. Some AoE effects, however, such as summons or limit bursts, are only beneficial to the party. Magic spells aren't, and abilities are not. They will cause friendly fire. Yeah. Bird down. Reinforcements. At this point, it is very heavily sequenced. There is almost nothing you can do to, like, the game will literally not let you mess this up. So, hero boy here, gonna protect the princess. And for his trouble, he is going to get the bull's horns. Bye! And now, we will move over here, and we will get to test out a summon. So here we have Ifrit, click here, click on this area as designated, and that's basically it. Oh, sorry. So again, this button right here, this will activate a below the target. This is designated to the target, which is what we want here. So let's go through this real quick and show a summon because it's cool. Why not? Again, you do have the skip function right up here. The only thing that is not skippable in the tutorial is the one single limit burst of the main character. Limit bursts are non-skippable animations. Other than that, everything else is pretty much skippable. And again, summarizing the info that we've gotten throughout this one. And that will be the end of it. This will also take you to the point where the extra 500 megabytes of data must have been downloaded to continue. Skipping through here. You'll also get the opening video there. Feel free to watch it, but if you're re-rolling, skip right through. As you can see, playing on my computer, I've basically almost downloaded the full 500 megabytes at this point. This is on, obviously, a wired connection. Your results may vary. Almost there. And by the end of this video, I will also be giving some tips as to what you should be looking for when re-rolling, how far you should actually go into re-rolling, and some good advice for starting the game. There has been a lot of stuff being said around the interwebs, especially on the Reddit threads. I will give my own advice, and hey, it's free advice, so if you like it, great. Alright, so this will now take us into the next part of the tutorialization. There are many tutorials throughout the rest of this that will get you through it, but as for re-rolling, this is almost about the end of the process right here. So this will give us 2,000 of the currency, which is what we need to do a 10 multiple, This is the multi you get at the beginning. Click through here, click this, and you will get the animation to do a summon. In a second. Now at this point, if you get this, it is basically all blues. Each of these crystals can crack into a higher tier. That is a feature of this game. There's also one for a yellow one that will guarantee basically for people who have played Brave Exvius 4 stars, or there is a reddish yellow one that will mean that you have at least gotten one rainbow. As far as I can tell, the intro thing, whether it is blue, yellow, or yellowish red, is only deterministic of what one of the highest tier that has been, preemptively rolled. Now, in this tutorialization, the first one will always be a Cactuar. That Cactuar is kind of important for a little bit later. Cactuar is also a really great little summon tab in the game. Cactuar's ability, sorry for the sirens in the background, unfortunate, but anyway, Cactuar's ability basically does 1,000 points of damage based on 1,000 needles, and this is great for early on in the game. He should not be underestimated as a summon just because 1,000 points can kill a lot of bosses, or of the early bosses or enemies, so it's just a nice little summon to have at the start. All right, let's see. Let's hope that we kind of get a little bit of an upgrade to show. I actually really like her. So you can get lower tier characters from the blue ones. Hey, a duplicate already. Great, we can show that off. From the Ice Wolf. Not familiar with her guild, but anyway. From the Lions. Duplicate. From the Holy Church. I only call it that just because of Bloodborne. Now this is possible, and at this point, this is a really strong point to just reroll. It is not guaranteed to get a SSR character. However, it should be noted that while this is the low roll possibility, it is possible to roll, as I've seen so far, 3 rainbows come out of the first 10 pulls. It can be anything from multiple characters to duplicates. Both are valuable. And at this point, this is where I would say that you should probably go back and reroll. You should try and at least get either a UR card or at least one UR character. But I will talk a little bit later about why you should not be aiming for every UR at this point in the game. But anyway, duplicates will turn into crystals that can be used to upgrade the exact same unit, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. At this point, you have the choice to either reroll, try and get that first UR character, which is a pretty good decision to make at this point, and then we start getting into the next part. Now, if you were to, let's say, pretend get your first UR character, you ended up getting a decent enough roll that you are fairly happy to go forward. We are going to go in here. Apologies for the emulator lagging. Here the game will basically force you to use the first character that you actually pulled from the summon. Whether it's an SSR character or a UR character, it does not matter. The game is just going to force you to play with that one for this next mission. This is a mercenary. Basically, it's hiring a friend unit to help you out on this journey, so let's go ahead and do this, shall we? Hypothetically saying that we were okay with our first pull. Skipping through stuff for the interest of time. Skipping through a lot of stuff on the interest in time. For the interest of time. At the beginning of each mission, you have the ability to place your units in very specific spots if you want to strategize. This one doesn't really matter that much. Best way to play this, just open, kill with the first wolf with a limit burst. also get to feature. This character is a ultra rare character, and she is one of the better ultra rare characters too. So she might be one of the targets you're aiming for. It's also just a great way for me to show it off. Alright, we'll just move right over here. Pick up the treasure chest because in the interest of later, you will want those items. Trust me. Alright. Skip through that turn just to get the wolf closer to you. This makes it just a little bit easier instead of trying to run around, and a little bit faster. Didn't really need to move him. Alright, we will use this character's water ability, sure, just to throw off a spell. If you have a physical one, it makes it a little bit faster, since comes a little close to just being able to kill him. But a spell should still trigger before the enemy gets a chance to breathe again. And this will complete this quest. Now, this is where I would say coming up is the end of your decision of whether or not you are going to keep your account. And I will show both the ways to what you do if you want to keep your account, as well as what you don't want to do if you don't want to keep your account. Alright, skip through this again. Now at this point, you will get another short tutorialization, basically featuring 3 things. So, what we have here, gifts. Above it will be achievements as well as daily missions. And above that will be the checkerboard. The checkerboard is basically tasks and missions that end up, giving you bonuses in the game. So yeah, it's just a reward system. You'll also have over there a novice tutorialization to help you out further with the game. At this point, a lot of stuff is not unlocked for us, and we will have to suffer through one quick more tutorialization, which basically shows you how to upgrade characters. So in here, we'll basically get this. This is the equivalent of leveling a character up, as you can see. Bonus EXP, increased level. Next up, we'll be increasing your job level by getting the specific items you can get. You can increase the job level. Increasing your job level will give you access to better abilities, and also eventually you will need to upgrade these to get more jobs. And in here is the last thing, which is the ability board. As you get, just play through missions, you will get job points. Those job points can be used to upgrade abilities, or as well to get new abilities. Sorry, don't know why that... There we go. Having a little trouble swiping. Not sure the emulator is super happy. But anyway, as you can see, just as another little quick part here, which I will cover in another gameplay video a little bit later, you can see stat increases, new abilities, passives, as well as bonuses or buffs, I do believe is the category for that one. So at this point, we've concluded the tutorialization of how to improve characters. Great. You'll get a little bit of information here. Click through that, and then we want to go into gifts. The reason that we want to go into gifts is we want to take approximately 2,000. You're looking at about, I believe, 2,750 or approximately 3,000 total. But we just want to do a second multi-poll. And this will also allow me to show off the gotcha screen for people. These are 2 premium currency summons. We are not interested in them as a free-to-player. What we are interested in is one of a couple of different banners. So here we have the Shadow Bringers. I even played the expansion. Anyway, this is the Shadow Raiders one. It gives you a chance to get both Thancred as well as a couple of the card prints from from Final Fantasy XIV that are really good card prints. But anyway, Also gives you some currency. If you can get 300 currency, you can have a guaranteed Thancred. It is anywhere from 10 to 50 currency. So, you know, RNG, be kind to whoever's playing out there. The other option you have is playing on this banner. Now, this banner is not the FF14 banner. Basically, it is just a regular banner that you can pull on. And if you click down here, you can get a little more information about the banner when it decides to load in. Currently, two of the bigger characters are Gilgamesh as well as dark-haired dude, which I'm not going to pretend that I remembered his name for the sake of this video. Also in here, you can see the rates and percentages for each one, your odds for getting a rare, super rare, SS super rare, or ultra rare. You can also see individual rates for each character. As you can see, currently Gilgamesh as well as dark-haired character are both experience a current rate up. Now, personally, my advice right now at the beginning of the game is to pull on the FF14 banner. It allows you to start working towards a Thancred who is a UR character and is pretty darn strong, so that is a good choice. So let's just do it for the sake of doing it. And at this point, you will decide whether or not you want to keep this account. Well, if you got a couple of URs, that is probably good enough to start an account. If you were looking to get all right, so 4 stars basically are guaranteed at the beginning. All right, we got a couple of golds, both a card as well as a character. Yeah, I'll get more into it into the tip section. These guys get a little bit of an intro, special intro, hoping that we can get a reform just so I can show it off. Now, some cards will also give you summons unlocked. So here we got Zoo. Some will not. Some are more character artwork prints. But all of them are valuable. Do not underestimate the value of cards. They do give a fair amount of extra stats. Hey, reform. Cool. Who is it from there? Oh, cool. I don't get to see her that often, so that's pretty neat. So obviously, at this point, did not get a SSR character. Probably definitely want to re-roll this and at least try to get one UR character. But let's say that you are happy with this account and you want to continue playing. Here's what you would do to make sure that your account is saved properly. Go into this screen, go into the bottom here. This will give you your ID number. This ID number is important. Make sure you record it somewhere so that you can keep it. Click on this and enter in some kind of a password, a good password that will help you just to protect your account into the future, and click the blue button at the bottom. So, not that I think anybody is going to want this account, but let's just go in 11111111. It needs to be both physical letters as well as numbers, 8 to 12. So pick your password as such. Click the OK button, and you're done. Your account is saved, and provided you have the information written down or recorded somewhere, you will have that for the future. However, let's say, for instance, you are unhappy with the account. What you need to do is you need to go into your options, go into apps. I'm running on an Android right now. Apple users, I'm sure you have a very similar thing. Go into storage and clear all data. It should be noted that in War of the Visions, there is a ability to do the transfer code, which if you played JP at all, JP was did have the exact same kind of transfer code system, and when you transferred it to a device, it removed it from the old device. So far at the time of this recording, that has not seemingly been fixed. I'm not sure if it was Alum or Gummy's intention to make it so that it stayed on the old account. That is why you currently have to delete data. If in the future it has changed, please disregard this message. So if you were to transfer, just go into... Oh, I should say, this bottom one, going back for a second, this is re-download data. This one is transfer-related issues. You can link it to a Square Enix account, but the ID is easier for the sake of everybody. Then you can just put your ID in here and your password if you want to transfer devices. Hey, there's a little bonus tutorial for you. All right. So with that being said, let's get rid of the capture here for a second. Boom. And let's bring in some text to finish off this video, which is some re-rolling tips. So first of all, aim for 1 or 2 UR characters. Aiming for 3 or 4 or higher is not necessarily the best idea. If you do happen to get quite a high number of UR characters or even duplicates, that's not necessarily bad, because that does mean you can upgrade your characters. Duplicates are a thing that are needed in this game. As for whether or not how well into the future currency will be available and given out, it could be that there is a lot of free currency given out. It could be that there's less free currency. We will have to wait and see. Again, that is a discussion for a different video. But from what I have talked about from people who are playing this game, as well as my own time playing this game, I have to say that having an entire team of UR characters is incredibly expensive on upgrading. SSR characters are pretty darn strong. Y'shtola is a SSR character who is incredibly strong. She is great. You can play the event, the Final Fantasy XIV event right now, and get all of her upgrading currency, as well as weapons to give her a limit burst. And other than that, it is just basically another point is that SSR characters are actually pretty good. You will get more duplicates of them, meaning you can upgrade them faster. They require less stuff to upgrade, and that is really good. If you are one of the people who are spending money on this game, then maybe UR characters will be the way to go in the long run. Anyway, for people who are looking to reroll, some of the characters that you may want are Ayaka, Gilgamesh, or Macherie, who was shown off in the demo, are regarded as the best currently. Why? Ayaka is an incredibly strong healer whose second job is a time mage. So she does have access to incredibly powerful skills such as Meteor with incredibly strong healing, not to mention her limit burst is just an AoE heal that does not affect enemies, so it can get you out of a lot of really bad situations. So I very much recommend Ayaka. Gilgamesh is highly recommended because Gilgamesh can give himself haste and has some incredibly powerful attacks. Not only that, but he actually has killers, so from my experience, it seems like he has human killer, meaning that he is just very, very powerful. He has wings. Anyway, and the last one is Macherie, who has a combination of physical and magical abilities. She has some really good magic that is powerful, I believe some holy spells, and she does have curing abilities too, making her valuable for multiple situations. So yes, to recap, aim for 1 or 2 UR characters. Running all UR characters doesn't seem the best strategy. I've already mentioned some great characters in the URs. Again, 1 or 2 of the UR characters, and I think you're set. SSR characters are really great, especially Y'shtola, and you can earn a UR character in the game, Thancred, and I would assume that this will probably be going forward, but again, we will wait and see and discuss in another video. And the other thing that I should talk about is this game has a lot of stuff. Investing into characters is a big undertaking. Do not expect to have everything done in a short amount of time, although I do know some free-to-players who have gotten to the end of the story within a couple of days and have, had a lot of multis and have pretty good accounts now. So it is possible for free-to-players to get good accounts. Anyway, mine is, my account that I'm running is free-to-play as well, just to mention. And the last thing that is worth mentioning is that there are quite a few multis. You get the first multi at the start guaranteed. There is currently 2,000 of the currency that you will get in a bonus. And then after that, by doing either a combination of or multiplayer as well as the story, you will end up with a fair amount of resources to do quite a few more multis in the very quick future, or you can save that for the future for future banners. And the last thing was that you can get some multi-tickets that are guaranteed to at least have a SSR or better. So there you go. That is basically my re-rolling guide. It is it takes about 10 to 15 minutes, providing you have a good internet connection and your phone is pretty decent at downloading and playing. Took me about 10 to 15 minutes and approximately 10 to 15 re-rolls to get an account that I was pretty darn happy with, that I am currently playing. So if you have any helpful advice that is, of course, or if you have re-rolled and you have an account that you would like to share with somebody, please be helpful to others who want to enjoy and play this game. Anyway, that's all for this video, and so coming up, my current plans for future videos will be a everything positive and a everything negative video to kind of, give people both those satisfactions of hearing everything that's good with the game and everything that's wrong with the game in separate videos, so you can also direct those comments appropriately. And other than that, I will be starting to look at doing tutorial videos as well as help videos to help people play this game. So thank you very much. I would like to thank everybody who has been civil in the comment section. And yeah, I hope you have a great time re-rolling, in the sense that you are incredibly lucky and you only have to re-roll at most 5 times. Anyway, best of luck to you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.